Hello everyone, I'm doing the blog this week from the West Cumberland Hospital, and it's quite appropriate that I do so because during this week we've been able to put together some detailed plans for the exciting future development of this site and indeed health and care services in the West Cumberland area. If you look out in the written blog, you'll see some artists' impressions of the future of the hospital circa 2020, and we're seeing a whole lot of new development which will bring most, if not all, of the clinical services into new facilities. But it's much more than that. We're working really closely with primary care colleagues out here in the West, and there are some potential exciting developments there. We've got some serious discussions in play with the County Council about developments onto the site, and of course we've got, which will be amongst the impressions that you see, we've got a fantastic new educational centre in partnership with UCLAN going into the planning. Also this week, 150 of us from across the partnership and the Hospitals Trust met in Wigton to talk about developing the exciting future that we have before us, working together to create hopefully one of the first accountable care systems in England. During the course of the last few days, we put a bid in nationally to be part of the first wave, the first 8 to 10 health and social care systems going in this direction. We're very hopeful that we're going to hear a positive outcome about that in the early part of next month, during October. During our discussions, we spent quite a lot of time thinking about benefits to our patients, service users, their carers and families of bringing our organisations together, and how working together we can more closely align with our colleagues in the emerging integrated care communities and our colleagues in adult social care and children's services in the County Council. It was a very productive session, and we'll be meeting now in that way on a regular basis every month as we develop and design our way into the future. Early this week, I joined many of my colleagues from down the country to meet with the Secretary of State and the national leadership of the NHS in preparation for the forthcoming winter months. I fully appreciate the pressures that the winter brings upon all of our services in our hospitals and out in the community. First of all, I want to say, on behalf of the Secretary of State, but also personally, a big thank you to all of the staff involved in providing care, often under challenging circumstances, as we go through into the winter months. We also expect that this year perhaps to be a bigger impact during the winter from flu, judging by what's been happening internationally. So that adds additional pressure during the course of this winter. So, as I said last week, if you haven't had your flu jab, please can you make sure you get it in the interest of our patients and yourself. The central message, I think, from the Secretary of State was that we mustn't see the Accident and Emergency Department as a standalone facility. I know many of you don't, but the message was we need to all pull together clinically in the hospitals, clinically in supporting the community, and particularly in relation to delayed transfers of care with our colleagues in social care, all pulled together in support of the Accident and Emergency Department. I'm sure you'll all join with me in doing so. I'm planning with Gina Tiller, the Trust Chair, to spend some time with our frontline staff in the emergency services, both in Carlisle and in West Cumberland, over the next week or two, so we can talk a bit more about the forthcoming pressures and what we might do to support you. What's really encouraging, and it's important to note this, contributions made from all of our staff, CPFT, social care, primary care and the hospitals, that we continue in our emergency services to perform way above the national average, and that's tremendous. We've done that consistently now for the best part of the whole of this year, so tremendous job done by everyone. Well done. I'm really grateful for it, and it prepares us well for the forthcoming challenge. Finally, I'd like to say a big thank you to the staff across the Partnership Trust who've been working with the Care Quality Commission over the last couple of weeks in the current well-led inspection. We've had very positive informal feedback, and that's really down to your efforts, and you should take some considerable pride from the feedback that we've had, and that your pride and caring and kindness in delivering the services has come strongly across. So thank you very much, and we look forward to a very positive outcome from the CQC when they provide their report later in the year.